So, a year ago, 2025, February 28th. Well, not really, but just around a year ago, March, late February, I had basically achieved my childhood dream of having a like a viral YouTube channel and having 100,000 subscribers, 100 million views. All that I achieved. I achieved it. I achieved it for YouTube Shorts. A hustle, which also in my teen years I developed a passion for the hustle, making the money, the grind. And I had achieved everything I ever wanted. I was making money, I was having this successful channel, and then around that time, doubts came and realizations came to me that maybe this is not what I want to be known for, maybe this is not what I want to be doing. And so what I had 130,000 subscribers, so what I had over 140 million views, and was doing great view months, view days, multiple million views a day, right? But I felt, as a content creator from an early age, 2 years old basically, I wanted to give something back, because think about it, content is just grabbing your attention, holding it, and then letting go. So, you can be the YouTuber that just takes the attention and just takes it, hypnotizes you, makes you watch the entire video for basically no real gain, no actual good, just for pure entertainment to waste your time, so you zone out. Or you can be the guy that uses that attention grabbing to say something meaningful, valuable. And I wanted to be that second option, and with what I was doing, that was not aligning with what I wanted to do. So yeah, I decided to take a risk and start this channel. Which, this channel existed before. I had done videos here before during my grind, right? But I realized this is the channel that I wanted to be doing in the first place. And I decided that's it. I'm quitting. I'm quitting short form content. Well, not short form content, but that specific short form content. That specific content, that specific channel. I'm quitting that. That's it. No more. And yeah, I said that to myself. It's gonna be a year soon. It's when I said that to myself and decided to pursue this channel and to do self-improvement type of videos. But here's the thing. Here's where we get to the main part of this video. Taking risks sounds cool when you look at videos of, successful people, like their stories or something, and you hear oh, they quit their jobs to pursue their freaking, business, they're entrepreneurs or something, and they failed, but then they succeeded and everything just happened to them super nice, super well, right? You love to hear that story, and you are inspired, obviously, if you have a knack for that, if you're an entrepreneur or a content creator or anything, and you want to take that risk, leave what's familiar and go to somewhere where it's not familiar, terra incognita, bro. Unfamiliar lands. Yeah, I learned that from literature class, by the way. Shout out my Lithuanian teacher. Shout out my literature teacher. And you go into that unknown land and you try to achieve ultimate freaking greatness according to yourself, obviously. What's your definition of success type thing. And as I said, very cool on paper, very cool story. But when it comes to real life, shit gets real frustrating. Shit gets real fast, And I'm just remembering myself, how I was a year ago with this whole content plan for this channel. I said to myself, yeah, bro, that's it. I'm locking in on this channel. I'm doing 3 videos a week. I'm doing shorts every other day. We're consistent, we're going to be uploading, we're going to be helping people, this is going to be great. And at the start, it was like that. I was on top of my game, bro, because I had many ideas. I had many stuff built up from my toxic grind of YouTube Shorts for months on end, 12-hour days, just pure work, right? And I had loads of stuff I wanted to talk about just from my teenage living experience and all that, mental health stuff, blah, 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 feeling rejected, all that stuff. I talked about it, I got some views, I got some engagement, everything was going insane, going well. And that's where stuff gets tricky. That's where it gets real. I ran out of ideas. Within like first 2 months, I completely ran out of ideas. By like mid-May, I was out. I was empty. I burned out. So here's the thing about taking risks. You say to yourself, okay, I'm leaving this, frick it. I'm finally quitting, like I'm going all in. You go all in, but then what happens when that fuel ends? When you gotta actually grind, and it's no longer like, yeah, I made this freaking insanely hype decision. Let's do the work. It's more, damn, I actually gotta do the work now because it ain't going the way I thought it was going to. So if you're anyone who's wanting to take a risk right now, leaving something familiar, going to unfamiliar lands, to achieve something else, something greater than you have before, the only thing I would tell you is forget your ego. Yeah. Cause you're a noob. That's it. You were a pro. You were at the top of your mountain, in those familiar lands. You're at the top. But now you made that conscious decision to go back down the mountain and climb a higher one. So just, you can do that physically. But you also got to tell your brain that, okay, buddy, we're starting at zero again. Your brain does not want to register that. It's like, what do you mean? We've already went through this, that. There's no way we can start at zero. I can't start at zero. It's hard to accept that, but you need to accept it, because if you do not close that chapter of your life where you grinded, you did so much to be there at the top of the mountain. You did so much. And now you went to unfamiliar lands, you just gotta close that shit. That's gonna hurt. And saying for me, I maybe even haven't closed that chapter fully. There's still days where I look at my older, fucking channel, the views I was getting, everything that was going great, and I'm like, did I really make the right decision, bro? The doubts start coming in. So you really just gotta close that chapter. Fucking close it and tell your brain numerous amounts of times, that's it, we're starting from zero. This is a new rodeo. It's a new life. So first of all, that's the mindset thing. You just gotta, that's it. You restart your computer. You wipe out the memory, restart the computer, and we're off and running again. And by becoming level 0 noob, you also now have to learn everything again. And with that whole learning thing is what to do when your ideas are over, what to do when the main first thought of, when the main ideas of what you're gonna do after you've quit, when they end. And when you're really in unfamiliar territory and you can't fall back on nothing because you have no experience in that. That's where you gotta stick to it. Because for me, the problem was when my ideas ended, I just thought, oh man, I can't think of anything. It's too hard. It's too this, too that, excuses, all that. I was just being lazy, procrastinating, and thinking for days on end. Just saying, oh, maybe today's just not my day. I'll just sleep on it. Maybe I'll come up with something. And I did nothing. Bro, by doing nothing, no wonder you're not going to think of anything. So first of all, if you're in that spot of complete unknowingness, what the frick to do in your situation, just do anything. Just do something. Do not be sitting still like that and do nothing. That's the number one thing that you should not be doing if you got no ideas about what you need to do. Do something. Go out there. Say yes to everything. Figure figure out the details later. Okay, maybe that's not the best idea. If a van pulls up, says, I've got free candy for you, mate, maybe don't jump in the back. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, you get what I'm saying though. Like, if you got any opportunities to go out there, network with people, or to be in a new environment, or to do something new, maybe learn a new skill, take that opportunity and figure it out later. That's what you need to learn. Because me as well. By summer, I had an opportunity to go and film loads of content. Because let's just say someone close, you know, a relative, so to speak, maybe needs that sort of kind of help in his line of work. So he said, you know, we could use your help. You know, you do short form content. You're a content creator. Like, we could really use your help. He's trying to maybe scale our social medias, maybe get more reach. And I was like, damn. And I was like thinking, I already got like ideas and stuff I would like to do and all that. But then when it came to doing, I felt, oh, well, it's going to be super hard, super this, super that. And I kind of want to focus on my own thing. So no, I'll just stay here, procrastinate, don't think of any ideas, and just stay at the same rut where I was and blame everything else. I didn't take the opportunity to go out there to film loads of stuff and to try to figure it out. If I would have went there, maybe by filming those things, some activities, some stuff like that, it was an army thing, like an army type army sports event. There were teams of army dudes who were doing like exercises, competing with one another, you know, in like little battalions or something like that. And I had the chance to film that, and I said no. Bro, and I got nowhere with that. And if I would have went there, I could have talked about it, I could have vlogged about it, I could have done so many things with it. So if you got any opportunity, if any opportunity arrives, take it and do not do nothing. Because that's like, no wonder you're not going to think of anything if you do nothing. Legit. And yeah, with taking risks also comes the fact that it's really easy to get discouraged when the results don't come. When you do the right things, when you show up when you need to show up, and the results don't come. That's also a very difficult point, very critical point. That's when the doubts come in, everything comes in. But you gotta remember that, listen, you're already on top of one mountain. You climbed that shit. You've already done this once. So like, you know the grind. You've gone through this, and you know that quitting is not an option. So you just gotta keep going. There is literally no other better advice. In those moments, you just gotta stick to it, do the right things, and go for it every single day. Because only then your risk is gonna work. It's only delusional until it happens. Truest words ever said. Nobody believed that I could get to 100k or 100 million views. I fucking told my family about this. When I hit 10k, when stuff was already beginning to work for me, they were like, oh, you know, don't get your hopes too high. I'm like, And I still went on every single freaking day and achieved those goals in my first little mountain rodeo, right? I achieved it. I overachieved it. And then they say, oh, wow, man, your work ethic, you're this, you're that. Where was that when I was at 1k subs? Where was that when I couldn't break 10k views barrier? Where was that when I wasn't getting any views at all? Where was that? Nowhere. I could have quit. I could have just said, no, not for me. But I kept on going, and I kept on, and I kept on, and I kept on going for like 9 months straight on that one channel. Blew it up. It happened. So the same now in your second mountain. You started from zero. You're climbing your way the frick up. It's gonna be even harder because you remember the times from the first one, you know? Because think about it. You climbed your first mountain. It might be this tall, let's imagine. But when you climb this one, but when you're on top there, you're like, damn, do I really want to be here? And you look up here, you know? I'm like, damn, that's actually where I wanted to be. So You freaking go down, close that chapter, everything that we talked about basically, and you start climbing this, and you're like, damn, you reach here, and this point would be the top of your last mountain. But here, it's only about like halfway, maybe 60%. And you're saying, damn, by this time, I was already on top of that mountain, but at this mountain, I'm only here. So that plays on your ego. Your ego, your brain doesn't register that, oh, this is a bigger mountain, and therefore it's going to take longer to climb. No, your brain's like, mate, everything started to click exactly at that point, at that first mountain. It's not clicking here. Go into panic mode. Do not listen to that. Do not listen to your brain at times, bro. I'm telling you, you still got road left. And if you quit now, and if you go down again, if you rest, you're gonna fall a little bit, and you're not gonna go high. You're not actually gonna achieve it. So you gotta keep going. It's gonna be super difficult. It's gonna be more difficult because it's a higher mountain, higher altitude, all that stuff. You really gotta have an imagination for this. You know, you need more oxygen, more preparation, more everything to climb this mountain. So no wonder you're gonna have doubts. No wonder it's gonna be super difficult. No wonder you're gonna be doing the right things and they don't work yet. But if you just keep on pushing, they will work out. They will work out. And right now, I'm about here. I'm about here as well. I still got that freaking road there. It's, you know, it's not the easiest situation right now. My long form content is dead. My short form content is luckily not very much dead, but I'm grinding and I want to get more views. I want to reach more people and all that stuff. So I got to keep going. And same for you. I don't know what risk you took. It's maybe going to be more even greater than mine, probably. I would think so. But it doesn't matter what your risk is. It truly does not matter. It all applies to the same thing. You just got to close it off, forget about your past, and go on. Do not quit. And learn and just accept that you're level 0 again. Forget about it. Move on. Let go. Nothing else I could really say, because I have not been through it all yet. But that's all I have to say for today. So thanks for sticking around. If you listen to this kind of yab session about taking a risk and what to do and what to not do. So yeah, thanks for watching. And as always, quitters never win, winners never quit, and see you in another video. Bye.